Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. Good afternoon. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is your boy Darion. If anybody know me, y'all know me by Sonny, or y'all know me by any other ally name that I have. But this is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, coming to you live Monday, June 17th, 2024. We are definitely in the building to talk about a lot of stuff to recap from this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into anything here, if y'all see it, we are sponsored by Dub Energy and SeatGeek. Now, for SeatGeek, if you want to go to live events, if you want to go to anything when it comes to sporting events, make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, SeatGeek.com, use that promo code DHopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. If you love energy drinks, if you love powder drinks, if you love working out, and you love training or anything of that nature, make sure you go to WEnergy.gg or WEnergy.com and use the promo code DHopkins to get 10% off your purchase. Yes, you can use that and you can unleash your potential with W Energy. So with that being said, y'all, we are live on Twitter. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Bigo. Yes, we are. We are live on Bigo. We are live everywhere on social media platforms that actually have a live stream. So make sure y'all show a follow button at the D Hopkins Show. I don't know where Snowman Multimedia is at today, but I'm going to be doing the show until he actually shows up. But until then, I'll be running the show today, and we'll be doing this and talking about a lot of topics that went on today for this weekend. We have a lot to go over in this pirate. He said he's running a little bit behind. He'll come on when he can. He's helping Jody prep for a trip, so that's absolutely fine. He just sent me the text message, but it's all good. It's all good. So we do have the NBA Finals Game 4 recap that happened on Friday, Game 5 predictions. The biggest reason that the finals might go to Game 6. Is it a possibility the Celtics should be worried about losing Game 5? And the Warriors, are they better or worse without Klay Thompson Moving on, are they better or worse? We got some WNBA news. We got some UFL championship. We got the Women's College World Series. We got about Gervonta Davis in the boxing, and some NFL news and some MLB games to talk about as well. But we're going to get to the nitty gritty of this here, y'all. And just to let y'all know, if y'all would love to donate to the channel on the Facebook, y'all definitely can send stars on the Facebook. If you want to donate on the YouTube channel, it is a $ at the bottom if you love to donate, or if you want to send all your donations over to my Cash App, which is $D Hopkins Show. That is DHOPKINS show, SHOW. So it's DHOPKINS with the $ in front of it. So make sure y'all go over there and do that as well. And I'm live on Bigo at D Hopkins Show 1. You don't want to miss it. Make sure y'all tune in there on Bigo as well. But we're going to get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get straight into it and talk about some NBA action. Yes, we do have the game 5 of the NBA Finals going on tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, which I will be live for tonight for the live play-by-play in reactions. But we're going to talk about a little bit about that 122-84 win for the Dallas Mavericks to force a game 5. And this is why we're here right now. This is why we're here. But I'm just going to give a quick box score. We're not going to get too much into it because we got to keep moving and keep it rolling, man, until Snowman Multimedia comes up in the building. Before we do any of that as well, I do have to share it out to my people in the Discord to let the people know that we are in the building. So just give me 1 second here. And while I do that, I did not get a chance to do that at all. But we are going to talk about it here, that 122-84 win for the Dallas Mavericks to defeat the Boston Celtics in game 4 of the NBA Finals. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did say I was going to talk about it. And I'm going to be completely 100% true. The Boston Celtics took their foot off the gas. That's absolutely what they did. They took their foot off the gas. Sorry to say it. They didn't keep their foot on their necks because at the same time, the Boston Celtics got too damn cocky. Yeah, I said it. The Boston Celtics got too damn cocky in game 4. Too damn cocky. And it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous how they got blown out by almost 40 damn points. 40 damn points in game 4. It's unacceptable. So even though the question is, should they be worried about losing game 5? They got to win this game. They got to win this game. Boston, you can say Boston winning tonight, but I have Boston winning. Don't get me wrong, I have Boston winning. But me personally, what's up, Keith? What's going on, Keith? Me personally, I feel like this when it comes to the Boston Celtics. You could have swept Dallas. It could have been easy. It could have been easy. But no, the Boston Celtics wanted to blow it like they always do when it comes to the playoffs, giving up one game. Giving up one game every single time. And it pisses me off every time with the Boston Celtics. If you got a 3-0 lead, take the win. Why would you even go and try to win this game back in Boston? Dallas coming into Boston with a lot of confidence. We don't know what Porzingis is going to play in game 5. We don't know that. And I understand that everybody said, oh, Boston's going to win tonight. But I'm a little concerned for them as well. I am a little concerned for them. I really am. 40 points in an elimination game where you could have won it on their home floor. This is my problem with sports today. This is my problem. Because now you know you're up 3-0 and you lose in a game where you can win a championship on somebody else's floor. I'd rather win it on somebody else's floor than win it on my own. Because you know why? I'm disrespectful and I'm petty like that. The NBA don't want no sweeps. We've seen NBA do sweeps. We've seen it. And me personally, like I said before, it's going to be, I got the Boston Celtics winning tonight, but I will not be surprised if Dallas take a game. I would not be surprised because this is what got me. And I wanted to talk about this on Friday, but I was not able to talk about this on Friday. But this is what pisses me off about the Boston Celtics. It was a press conference, right? After game 3. It was a press conference after game 3 when Boston beat the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas, right? Jason Tatum goes up to the podium and he says this. Everybody think we had an easy way to the NBA Finals. Everybody was injured. Well, maybe we got to prove everybody next year and do it again. That means you already put it. You already put it in your head that, okay, you won the series. I'm sorry. If I'm not a champion yet, I'm not talking like that. If I have not won a damn thing in the NBA, I am not talking like that. I'm not. You already put it that the Boston Celtics won the title. Knowing y'all still had a game 4. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm sorry. I'm not talking like that. That's not my mindset. That is not my mindset. Boston should have had swept Cleveland. True. But they don't sweep nobody. They dominate the first 3 games and then they let them win game 4. Why? When Jaylen Brown and Tatum is not on their game, they will lose. I say that, and I said what I said. When Jason Tatum is shooting 29% from the 3-point line in this series, which is the worst in NBA history, yeah, that's a problem for me. That is a huge problem for me. And I think winning game 4 for the Dallas Mavericks gave a boost confidence. It gave a boost confidence. So, and that goes into my next question. It goes to my next question, right? The biggest reason these finals go to a game 6. Now, the biggest reason why this probably goes to a game 6 is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown does not show up tonight. If they don't show up tonight, there will be a game 6. But the biggest reason that these finals possibly could go to a game 6, me personally. Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Anthony Price. I do have Jaylen Brown winning it over Tatum. I do have that. So I'm not going to misconstrue that at all. I'm definitely not going to misconstrue that at all. I'm just not. But, like I said before, if Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown don't show up, we might have a game 6. Porzingis was available in game 4, but he didn't play in game 4. So that's another thing too. He was available for game 4 and didn't play in game 4. And Derek Lively has been playing better and better every single time when he gets a chance to get into these finals, which is the youngest player in these NBA finals. And me personally, I feel like if Derek Lively can get up and down the court against a older Al Horford and Porzingis is not available, if they could push the ball, if Dallas Mavericks can push the ball in fast break and get into transition, we have a problem with the Boston Celtics. We have a problem. Even though I have Boston still winning the championship, but it's a possibility that they might force a game 6. Dallas might force a game 6. They might. I'm not taking nothing away from. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be an amazing, amazing game. Don't get it misconstrued. I won't be surprised if Jaylen Brown wins the MVP over Jason Tatum. But this is a majority vote. You know how the MVP title goes. The fans vote. I think the fans vote who wins the MVP. And me personally, I think Jaylen Brown should get it if they win the title tonight. Because if they give it to Tatum, it's going to look like LeBron James getting the MVP in 2016 over Kyrie Irving. That's exactly what it's going to look like. Even though we called it the block in 2016, we called it that, but Kyrie Irving made the shot before the block. Let's be real. Let's be absolutely real about that. So my reasonings that is a possibility that might be a game 6 is because if Dallas can get in transition, if Dallas can get turnovers, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown does not shoot the basketball well, if there's no Porzingis, it's a possible game 6. They got to put their own backs to the wall. They got to. They got to put their own backs to the wall. They got to figure out a way to get this. You got to get the crowd out of Boston. If the crowd is not into it in Boston, Boston doesn't have that momentum. I love Kyrie Irving. I love the way he plays. I know his mentality is not always the best. It's not always the best. But Kyrie, the last 2 games, has been playing well. Luka can't let the refs get to him. Luka can't allow the refs to dictate how the game goes. So it's so many ways that the Dallas Mavericks can win this game, especially if Porzingis is not available. You have to take advantage of that. Derek White didn't have a great game in game 4 either. So it takes me to my next question, right? It takes me to my next question. Should the Celtics be worried about losing game 5? I think they should be worried. Will they win this game? Possibly. But I think they should be worried. Because I feel like in game 4, you gave Dallas that boost of confidence. And I know they can't go into game 5 what they did in game 4 if you're the Dallas Mavericks. You're going to have to make some adjustments. But if you could get out and rebound, you out rebounded the Celtics. You out rebounded them in game 4. If you could out rebound them, if you could box out, if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum does not have a great game, Derek White is shooting off limits. You're going to have to think about what Dallas is going to do. They have to come out aggressive. They have to come out fast and get this crowd out of it if you're the Dallas Mavericks. I have Boston winning this game. I do. I have Boston winning this game, but I would not be surprised if Dallas forced a game 6. I would not be surprised because this is the Boston Celtics. We know this with the Boston Celtics in history. They always give up leads. We know this. This is the history of the Boston Celtics. But I would not be surprised if Dallas take this game. And I think the Celtics should be worried because you gave them a boost of confidence after getting your asses kicked on Friday night by 40 freaking points. 40 points. Unacceptable. It is unacceptable. You put me the best team in basketball and getting blown out like that in the NBA Finals. That is just unacceptable. Sorry. But for my predictions for tonight, I will be taking the Boston Celtics to win this game overall. Will it be a close game? Yes. I think it's going to be a way that, Jaylen Brown becomes the MVP of these finals. I think Jason Tatum's going to be happy that he has a title under his belt after all these years of loss after loss after loss. Joe Mazzulla is one of the youngest coaches. I think probably the youngest coach in the NBA right now, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to say this and say this only. Boston will win their 18th title tonight, but Dallas won't go down without a fight. I say Boston wins by 4. The most. Boston wins by 4. I think it will not be a walk in the park for the Boston Celtics. I think Dallas is going to fight to the end till they can't fight no more. And I think that the Boston Celtics will get the 18th title. That's just my personal opinion on it. But we got one more NBA news before we move on. Right? And about the Golden State Warriors and Klay Thompson. Now, we have had this talk, right? We had this talk about Klay Thompson unfollowing the Golden State Warriors social media. We have talked about that, right? And what made it different was this. Is it better? Will the Warriors be better or worse if Klay Thompson move on? I would love to see that in the chat. I would love to see y'all in the chat answer this question. Will the Golden State Warriors be better or worse if Klay Thompson decides to move on? I would love to see y'all comments in the chat. So make sure y'all do that before we go into the next commercial and we go into the next part of our segments of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. That boy Dell says worse. And that boy Dell on Bigo, why would it be worse for the Warriors if Klay Thompson moves on? Why would it be worse? I would love to know your answer because I'm saying it live right here on the channel, bruh. Saying it live right here on the channel. Why would it be worse? Because I think the Warriors might just be worse without Klay Thompson. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Klay is not it anymore, man. He's not. I feel like the Warriors need to shake up how Klay is a shell of himself. I disagree. I think he lost. I think for right now, I feel like it's time for that dynasty to end. I think if he goes somewhere else, I think if Klay Thompson goes somewhere else, he will be a difference maker for another team than the Warriors would need him. That's just me. I feel like he could go to a team right now that's contending for a championship and help them win a championship. I wouldn't mind seeing Klay Thompson go to the Clippers with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Russell Westbrook. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Klay Thompson's a clutch shooter. I think they'd be worse. Y'all say Klay, people saying Klay Thompson not it. I disagree with that. I just think his role has been missed when it came to the Warriors. When it came down to clutch situations for the Golden State Warriors last year and the year before. When it came down to clutch situations, why Klay Thompson was not on the floor? Answer that question. Well, he's one of the best shooters in the game. Outside of Steph Curry, he's one of the best shooters in the game. Y'all might say that, because of his injuries and stuff of that nature, but I'm sorry. I think Klay Thompson is better off being without the Warriors, being with another team and not being with the Warriors. The Warriors are not in championship contention anymore. They're just not. They're not in championship contention anymore. I don't see them making the playoffs next season if they don't shake things up, especially if they don't have Klay Thompson. Let's be for real. Exactly. Anthony Price said it himself. Klay Thompson to the Heat or the Magic will be nice. Listen, I am a Heat fan. Bring Klay Thompson to the Miami Heat. Bring him. I would love bring him to the Heat. The Magic will be a perfect spot for that young core. The Bucks might be a great spot too. That RC in the lab that say that might be that too. What was Steph doing when Klay got hurt in the finals and didn't return? I don't know how. But I'm gonna say this much. That like I said, the Warriors will be worse without Klay Thompson. It will be worse. Bring Paul George to the Warriors. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that whole Paul George situation, possibly going to the 76 and stuff like that. I'm gonna get to that. But Black WP says worse. He just had a bad year. He'll bounce back if we make a move to get Cat, which is Karl Anthony Towns, and keep Klay, we'll be a contender again. I don't think that Klay Thompson is coming back to the Golden State Warriors. He already unfollowed him. Of course, it's going to be petty. But Klay Thompson is not going to come back because of the role that the Golden State Warriors is going to try to give him. And sometimes he doesn't start. If you look at last season, sometimes he don't start games. But he don't start games, and then he start games. It's just inconsistency with him being on the floor. But Klay been trying to get a contract done all this season, and they just have not met eye to eye. They just have not met eye to eye at all when it comes to the Warriors and Klay Thompson. So I feel like he's going to move on. I feel like he's going to find a team that fits him best, and it might be on the East Coast. It might just be on the East Coast, unfortunately. Yeah, they benched him for a minute or two. But I just feel like at the end of the day, I think the Warriors, his worth is not with the Warriors anymore. I think he did whatever he needed to do. I don't think the Warriors are trading for Karl Anthony Towns and trying to keep Klay at the same time. I just don't see that happening. That's unrealistic to me. Very unrealistic to me. I don't know if you have the right assets, like RC says. I don't think you have the right assets to try to get Karl Anthony Towns outside of Kuminga. And who else on the Warriors is the best trade asset? Is it Wiggins, Hop? I don't think so. Wiggins is not going back to Minnesota. Wiggins was already there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Wiggins is going back there. Just my personal opinion. I don't think Wiggins wants to go back to Minnesota. And how would that help Anthony Edwards bringing Wiggins there? Think about that. How would it help Anthony Edwards bringing Wiggins there? I think you keep Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert together. That's just me. You just need some other supporting cast. You need some other supporting cast to help, Anthony Edwards at the guard spot. I think the two big men is fine for me. It's just the rest of the team. Rudy, I can say Rudy sucks, but he can suck offensively all he wants, but defensively, I think he's the right fit. He's the right fit. I know he's not great offensively, and Karl Anthony Towns did not have a great playoff when it comes to the Western Conference Finals. Rudy Gobert is trash. I can say what y'all want, but I think he's great defensively. He's not great offensively. I know that for a fact. He's not great offensively. But defensively, I think he's a presence. And I feel like if you take that away and you trade Cat, then you put Rudy Gobert on an island. And RC said the problem with Wiggins is that he has hit his ceiling. Klay Thompson lost a step, but still suitable to play. And Draymond Green doesn't have it anymore, except when he comes with the antics. The Warriors need a big man in the bench. Enough said. You took the words right out of my mouth, bro. But I don't think Klay lost a step. I think the way the Warriors play and how their philosophy is lost this step as a team. I think as a team, everybody lost their step. Because Kurt, I think people going to ridicule me for this, and I don't give a shit. People can ridicule me all they want. Steve Kerr don't know how to build a roster. Y'all can say what the hell y'all want. Steve Kerr can't build a roster. He can't draft. I feel like the players that he have is Mark Jackson players. Not all of them, but majority of them are Mark Jackson players. Steph, Klay, and Dre. The big three. And that's why they struggled. Because can he build a bench? Can he go out of free agency and find players to help out and go off his philosophy? And I don't see them bringing back KD. KD, go back to OKC in my personal opinion. Go back to OKC. I'd rather you do that than go back to Golden State. You and SGA? Do what LeBron did. Go back home. Go back home. D-Hop, you're saying that the Warriors is old to play run and gun and perimeter and renegade at their age level. Everyone is good in their 30s. No, they can't play the run and gun game anymore. The league is getting younger. The NBA is getting younger. So if I was you and you're the Golden State Warriors, you're going to need some young guys. And I think trading Jordan Poole was one of the worst things they could have did. Thank you, Destiny. I appreciate you. My legend. I love you. I love you too. I appreciate it. 100%. I do. But I just don't think the Golden State Warriors can actually keep up with the Western Conference now. You see these young teams. I don't think they can keep up with Minnesota. I don't think they can keep up with the Sacramento Kings. I don't think they can keep up with the Minnesota or Oklahoma City Thunder. KD is going to be in Chet's way a little bit, but I get it. KD would be the call when he started. Yeah, would be the call. Definitely would be the call. I definitely agree with that. But like I said, in my personal opinion, I think that the Warriors will be worse without Klay Thompson than they are better with Klay Thompson. That's just me. They're better. I mean, they're worse. I'm sorry, they're worse with Klay Thompson. But we're going to get into some more, man. We're going to get into some more with the WNBA. We're going to talk about some topics from the WNBA. We're going to be right back with a few commercials here. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk about some WNBA, and we're going to talk about the UFL championship. We're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about the Women's College World Series on why they're not being talked about after winning 4 straight national titles in the softball league. But we'll be back, man. It's the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, and I'll see you all in a little bit.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. If y'all just not noticed, I see y'all have a new sponsor here, which is W Energy. Make sure you go to wenergy.gg or wenergy.com and use that promo code DHopkins to get 10% off your purchase. Yes, 10% off your purchase. So make sure y'all go to wenergy.gg or wenergy.com and use the promo code at the checkout, Hopkins. Same thing for SeatGeek as well. If you go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase, go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. Make sure y'all want to donate to the channel. Use the Cash App $D Hopkins Show, or you could try sending stars on Facebook, or you could send something in the chat from your YouTube channel. But we're going to get into some WNBA action. We're going to talk about some games that happened over the weekend. It has been some great games that happened over the weekend here with the WNBA, and it's going to be it's an interesting topic that I really want to talk about. I know it was some games on Friday on the 14th where you had the Chicago Sky beat the Washington Mystics 83-81, and you had the Los Angeles Sparks lose to the Minnesota Lynx 81-76 on Friday. And then Saturday, I did the Connecticut Sun versus the Dallas game, which is no, I actually did New York versus Las Vegas. I'm sorry, I did New York versus Las Vegas, but you had the Connecticut Sun defeat the Dallas Wings 85-67 on Saturday, June 15th, and you had the New York Liberty defeat the Las Vegas Aces, my Las Vegas Aces, 90-82, with Jacquel Jones had a game high of 34 points. And then yesterday, you had 3 games yesterday with the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever, when the Indiana Fever wins their game 91-83 with Caitlin Clark having 23 points. In the Seattle Storm and the Phoenix Mercury, I'm sorry, beating the Seattle Storm 87-78 with Kalia Copper, the Philadelphia native, had 30 points in that game. And then you had the Los Angeles Sparks versus the Atlanta Dream, where you had the Atlanta Dream beat the Sparks 87-74 with Cameron Brink had 16 points, and Alicia Gray had 25 points for the Atlanta Dream. But we want to talk about it right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about it with the WNBA. Who is the best team in the W? I would love to know this from the people in the chat. Who is the best team in the W? And the only reason why I wanted to ask this question is because if you look at the standings, right? You have the 1 and 2. You have the Connecticut Sun at 12-1. You have the New York Liberty at 12-2. You know, so when it comes to them being away, the Connecticut Sun is 5-0 on the road, and the Connecticut Sun is 7-1 at home. Now the Liberty is 6-1 at home and 6-1 away. And both of in the conference, the Connecticut Sun is 8-1, and the New York Liberty is 9-1. The New York Liberty averaged 86.1 points per game, and the Connecticut Sun averaged 81.1 points a game. Now, the opponent points per game is a little bit of the same in some sorts, where you have the New York Liberty only allowing 76.4 points per game against opponents, where the Connecticut Sun is only allowing 70.8 points a game against opponents. The New York Liberty is on an 8-game winning streak in the last 10 games. They're 8-2 in the last 10 games. And in the last 10 games for the Connecticut Sun, they on a 3-game winning streak, and they're 9-1 in the last 10 games. Now, if you want to look at the standings right now, you got Connecticut, New York, Minnesota, Seattle, Phoenix, Atlanta, Las Vegas Aces, and the Indiana Fever. That'll be the 8 teams that would get in. As if the playoffs started today. If the playoffs started today. It pays me to say it more, but I'll answer it. The New York Liberty, they finally totally found their groove. When healthy is Vegas. I'm gonna answer them questions for y'all. I'm gonna answer them questions. D-Hop Adria is so mad that they were 6-6, and they were even crying in the press conference after that tough loss against the New York Liberty on Saturday. I'm gonna get into the Las Vegas Aces, but who's the best team in the W out of the Connecticut Sun and the New York Liberty? Now, if I'm gonna look at the Connecticut Sun's schedule in their regular season schedule, right? And looking at their schedule, and they have a tough schedule. I'm not gonna lie. Their first game was, they beat the Wings, they beat the Sky, they beat the Fever, they lost to the Liberty 82-75. They beat the Mystics, they beat the Dream, they beat the Wings, they beat the Mercury, they beat the Sky, they beat a good Minnesota Lynx team. They beat the Fever, Mystics, and Fever again. And then in the preseason, they lost to the Liberty. So it's out of the best teams on here, they beat a Mercury, that's a good team. They beat they lost to the Liberty, which was a good team. And everybody else all these other teams that did the Sun play, they're not even playoff contenders. Like the Mystics is not a playoff contender right now. The Mercury is a playoff contender, yeah. The Wings are kind of out of it in some sorts. And then you got the Fever that's ranked 8th right now, in my personal opinion. So I just feel like with that, right now, the best team in the W, let's go to the New York Liberties. Let's go to the New York Liberty schedule, right? And I want to talk about it because I feel like it's out of these 1 or 2 teams, man. And these teams have been really good. Let's look at the 2 preseason games. They beat the Sun. They beat the Sun and lost to the Sky. They beat the Mystics, Fever, Storm, which I don't think the Connecticut Sun has played the Storm yet. Lost to the Sky back-to-back times. And then they beat the Mercury, beat the Mystics, beat the Fever, beat the Sky, beat the Dream, beat the Sun, beat the Mystics, and beat the Aces. Now, the Liberty look like they have a little bit more of a tougher schedule than the Connecticut Sun. So for me, I'm going to say the New York Liberty is the best team in the W. Even though they have 2 losses over the Connecticut Sun. Like, even though Connecticut Sun had 1 loss and Liberty has 2 losses, But from what I've seen against my Las Vegas Aces last night, the Liberty is going to be tough to beat. The Liberty is going to be a team that's tough to beat in the W. They are. But I'm going to say this right now for anybody that's in the chat. When Chelsea Gray comes back for the Las Vegas Aces, you better watch out. That's all I'm going to say. When Chelsea Gray comes back in the starting lineup and 100% healthy, watch out for the Las Vegas Aces. That's all I'm going to say. Keep an eye out on the Aces when Chelsea Gray comes back. Keep an eye out. And then you got to think about it. When the Olympic break happens, right? When the Olympic break happens, we're going to be ready. We'll be ready to come back and play in the States. The Las Vegas Aces will be back. We're still in the playoff hunt. So I'm telling you, don't let us get healthy around the playoffs because we're a different team when we're in the playoffs. But right now, if I had to say it, it's the New York Liberty. They're the best team in the W. You can say whatever you want. I mean, this team is stacked from top to bottom for the New York Liberty with Courtney Vandershoot, Kayla Thornton, Brianna Stewart. I mean, Salabi is not even playing right now for the Liberty. And I think Sabali is hurt. I think he's injured. And then you got Lainey Hamilton. You got Jacquel Jones, Sabrina Ionescu. You got Dokic. You got Marquisha Davis. You got Kennedy Burke. They got a nice team. The Liberty has a great team. And I love my Las Vegas Aces to the core. I do. I love my Las Vegas Aces to the core, but they are the Liberty is the best team in the W right now, even over the Connecticut Sun, just because of roster, just because of the strength of schedule and the players that they have on the team. How you doing, beautiful? Say hello to my wife, y'all. Say hello to my wife. Say hello to her. Say hello to my wife. But the Phoenix Mercury are a little scary this year, better than the record shows. BG is healthy now. Also, Kalia Copper and more. Kalia Copper is a North Philly native, and that's where I'm from. I'm from North Philly. I was born and raised in North Philly. Kalia Copper is a dog. She's been a dog when she was at the Chicago Sky. You know what I'm saying? She's been there for a minute. And I think like they are a sneaky team, but I don't think they're the best team in the W, though. That's the thing. I don't think they're the best team in the W, but they are a sneaky team. Looking at this conference, I mean, they fifth in the Women's National Basketball Association. They fifth in the WNBA. The Seattle Storm is a good basketball team too. Then you got the Minnesota Lynx right under them between 1 and 2 with the Connecticut Sun and Liberty. Then you have the Minnesota Lynx. Who thought the Minnesota Lynx was going to be this good? Let's be real. Who thought the Minnesota Lynx was going to be this good? Being number 3 in the standings of the WNBA. And they just getting better and better and better. I like what I see. I like what I see from the W. I really love what I see from the W. And just to let y'all know, it is a game going on tonight for the WNBA. If you do want to tune in, you do have the 3-9 Dallas Wings going up against the 10-3. The number 3 team in the WNBA is the Minnesota Lynx, and they'll play at 8 o'clock tonight. So make sure y'all keep a lookout for that. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And I know this is going to be a topic that everybody wants to talk about when it comes to the WNBA, right? Now, we all know what happened in the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever game with the flagrant foul that was called on Angel Reese. I don't think this foul was intentional. I don't think it was meant for her to hit the person over the head. She was going for the ball, going for Caitlin. I don't think she was going she wasn't going excessively for Caitlin Clark personally. I think she was going for the ball, and she ended up hitting her in the head. We've seen this in the NBA a lot, where it could have been a flagrant foul in the NBA. NBA would have called it a flagrant foul. So, me personally, I don't think Angel Reese was out to get Caitlin Clark. But some of the fouls that was called on the Chicago Sky was kind of bogus in that game. I actually live streamed that game yesterday. Y'all can make sure y'all can recheck it out. You could definitely recheck it out over here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show of that play-by-play yesterday.
It was a great game. It was back and forth. It was all that it expected it to be. But the question that I have for this topic is this. What's going on, Key in the building? What's up? What's going on, Key in the building? Good afternoon to you. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Key in the building as well. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her. But make sure you go subscribe to RC in the Lab with Women's Youth too. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel as well. But I'm going to say this. Is Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is becoming one of the greatest sports rivalries. I would love to hear y'all questions below. Is Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark becoming the greatest sports rivalry? Because I'm going to say no. Because both of them don't play the same position. Really, I was saying stuff on Facebook and you didn't say nothing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Kay? I didn't see your comments at all. I did not see your comments at all. Oh, I see it now. I'm sorry. I see it now. It didn't come up on the StreamYard, so I apologize. It did not come up on the StreamYard. It did not come up on the StreamYard, so I absolutely apologize there. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now. I am so sorry about that. So, yeah. Well, listen, I didn't see it come up on the StreamYard, but I'm back. Hey, legend, what's up, Tyra? What's going on? It don't matter. Dollars for the win. Oh, wow. I still like the Sun over the New York Liberty. Oh, the WNBA Liberty for the win. What's up, Tyra? What's going on, Queen? What's going on? I'm sorry, I did not see it. For some reason, StreamYard is not popping up in the comments for Facebook. It's not popping up at all for some reason. But I don't think the women's rivalry for Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, I don't think it's the greatest sports rivalry right now. I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Carrington is my boo. Listen, I was supposed to talk about that on Friday, but I didn't get to it. But Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is not a greatest sports rivalry or a rivalry in itself. I think for both teams, it's a rivalry. Now, I'm going to say the Chicago Sky as a team and the Indiana Fever as a team is considered a rivalry. And I'm going to say this is not a personal rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark because it goes back to college. Now, let's bring it back to memory lane, right? Let's bring it back to memory lane where Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, LSU and Iowa, when LSU won the national title. And what did Angel Reese do? The ring. She did the ring hand. That's what happened there. That's what happened there. And then this past year, which I did the play-by-play for LSU and Iowa, and Caitlin Clark got her revenge in that Final Four. I think it was the Final Four, if I'm not mistaken. Got her revenge and beat Angel Reese. And then they played for the first time in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark is 2-0 over Angel Reese. But this is just not a personal rivalry. I think this is a team rivalry in the conference, in my opinion. Because if you look at the matchups from last night, right? You look at the matchups. You had Kelsey Mitchell versus Kennedy Carter. That was the matchup I was loving to see last night. And then you had Mabray on I think it was Mabray and what is her name? What is her name? Oh my God. It's right on the tip of my tongue. And then you had Camila Cardoso versus Aaliyah Boston. Like, what? Like, you had so many rivalries in between. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Katie Lou Samuelson. You'll see that. Nalissa Smith. You had Nalissa Smith and so many other rivalries there. Smith. It don't matter. Clark is 2-0. You can't beat Angel Reese can you beat Angel Reese in the playoffs? Right now, the Chicago Sky is not in playoff contention right now. Alyssa Smith. You have so many players that's going at the Kennedy Carter and Kelsey Mitchell was the spotlight for me. Because the way they brought the up-tempo, they jump shots, the way they was driving to the basket. Kelsey Mitchell and Kennedy Carter was the rivalry for me last night in that game. Y'all can say what y'all want. Aaliyah Boston and Camila Cardoso going back and forth that whole game with foul after foul, bucket after bucket. And you can't make Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese a rivalry because they don't play the same position. They just don't. So how can you make something a rivalry where they don't play the same position? Make it make sense. Angel Reese is a forward. Caitlin Clark is a point guard. You cannot put them in the same categories at all. You can't. You can't. But it was a great game. I'm not going to lie. It was a game for the ages. It was definitely a game for the ages. You know, Angel Reese, even though that she had 11 points, but she did have 13 boards. She's one of the leading rebounders in the WNBA. You know, Cardoso had 10. Allen had 2. Mabry had, 22. Kennedy Carter had 18 in her first start with the Chicago Sky. You know, you still had Isabella Harrison come off the bench and give you 6. You had Evans come off the bench and give you 12 for the Chicago Sky. But Nalisa Smith was a big factor in that second quarter. Boston, 19. Mitchell, 17. Wallace didn't do anything for the Fever, but, you know, Caitlin Clark had 23. And 23, 8, and 9. 8 rebounds and 9 assists. This was a close game. 91 to 83 is a close game. Yeah, 2 huge assists in the late games. So do I feel personally that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is a personal sports rivalry, a great sports rivalry? I don't think it's just personal. I don't think it's just between them two. The Sky and the Fever don't like each other as teams. And you've seen the aggressiveness of that game yesterday. It's more than just Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Yes, they might just be the stars because they're coming off of great seasons in women's college basketball, but this is bigger than Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, in my opinion. This is bigger than that. It's bigger than that. So I feel like I don't think it could become a rivalry because of the positions that they play. Now, if this was Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu, then we can have a conversation of a rivalry. Because Sabrina Ionescu just can shoot just as good as Caitlin Clark. Let's just be real. Sabrina Ionescu is just as good as Caitlin Clark. So if you really want to talk about a rivalry, it should be Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Because Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark does have the same position and play the same position and kind of play in some similar ways as well. But Sabrina Ionescu she is her. And so is Caitlin Clark. She is her. But I'm not saying Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is definitely not. They're a personal rivalry for their marketing brands because of what they went through in LSU and Iowa and how big their games was in women's college basketball. But right now, if you want to talk about rivalries, I want to see more Sabrina Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark. I'd rather see that. Guard versus guard, not forward versus guard, in my personal opinion. But shout out to the ladies, man. Shout out to the WNBA. Shout out to the entertainment that we see in the marketing that we're getting in promoting the WNBA as much as possible. I love it. I love every single bit of it. I do. And I think the game yesterday showed how entertaining and how great the WNBA can be if we get more games like that every single night on a nightly basis. On national television at that. So, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to talk about the UFL championship. Now, a lot of people don't like to talk about the UFL, and y'all can say what y'all want about the UFL. I don't care. I watched the UFL. I was not able to do many games this year due to a lot of things that I could not do, but I did follow it for the UFL. And the Birmingham Stallions are the 2024 UFL champions. They dominated the San Antonio Brahmas 25-0 in the championship game for the UFL. Now, the Biringham Stallions, right, are the two-time USFL champions before they merged to the UFL. So the Biringham Stallions have 2 USFL championships and 1 UFL championship. Is the Biringham Stallions a dynasty? A dynasty of the Spring Football League? And I'm going to have to say yes. I'm going to have to say yes. Because the Biringham Stallions was just dominant all year long. They was 9-1. You know, they played really well. Even though that everybody thought it should have been the St. Louis Battlehawks that should have been in this championship game over the San Antonio Brahmas. But when you have Tom Brady giving you the UFL MVP trophy, that says a lot about the UFL. That says a lot about the UFL. You can say what you want, but that says a lot about the UFL. And the UFL is a great, great product of football. Because now you see players getting signed to the NFL from the UFL. Like the Lions just signed the UFL kicker Bates to a 2-year deal. Jake Bates. Like Turbin was the USFL MVP of the league until Turbin went to the Dallas Cowboys. So they're putting stuff together for the UFL to be better. But the Biringham Stallions is just a legit football team. You will have AJ McCarron come back for the Battlehawks next year. You know what I'm saying? I think they set the market high. I think it was a great year for the UFL. Even though the championship was trash because the Brahmas did some dumb stuff, it ended up not having them there. But what's going on, Kyron King? What's going on? Thank you for watching on Facebook. Make sure y'all share this live, man. Share this live on Facebook. I really do appreciate y'all. I'm missing the comments on Facebook because for some reason they're not coming through to my StreamYard. But it's okay. It's absolutely okay. And shout out to Biringham Stallions. They are the dynasty of the Spring Football League. They are. Adrian Martin was good, but that defense was stout for the Biringham Stallions. They were stout. They were great. And I loved every bit about it. I did. So shout out to them. But next on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, we're going to talk about some other things of the Women's College World Series, how the Oklahoma Sooners did win 4 straight softball World Series titles and why they're not being talked about. We're going to talk about Gervonta Davis shows a little rust in his KO win over Frank Martin. We are going to get more into that. And we're going to have some NFL news, and we're going to talk about a little bit of MLB and NHL right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll be back in a couple of seconds here at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way. This This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Welcome back to the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Welcome back to the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Today is Monday, June 17th, 2024. And we really do appreciate everyone coming in and tuning in to the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/D Hopkins Show. Make sure y'all do that as well. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, and probably on Kick at all D Hopkins Show. Make sure y'all follow me on Bigo as well. Bigo Live every day on there as well at the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. D Hopkins Show 1 is the Bigo ID. And make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code D Hopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. Make sure you go to SeatGeek.com and use that promo code D Hopkins to get $20 off your first purchase. Make sure you go to WNenergy.gg. If you want to get an energy drink and you want no sugar, if you want no fillers or anything of that nature, make sure you go to WNenergy.gg and use the promo code D Hopkins to get 10% off your final purchase. If you'd love to donate to the channel, make sure you send a bean, don't be mean on Bigo. And if you want to use the Cash App to send us a donation, the Cash App is $D Hopkins Show. Or if you want to donate right here on the YouTube channel, the $ is at the bottom. So make sure y'all want to do a $ there. And if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you send us stars. Send us stars. We are monetized on there as well. And what's going on, DAsia? Shout out to you on Facebook. We really do appreciate, not on Facebook, on Bigo. We really do appreciate you coming through here. But make sure y'all do that and make sure y'all show love when y'all can. Don't be mean, send a bean on Bigo Live. But we're going to talk about it, man. The Women's College World Series. Make sure you share this live, the Asia. Just to let you know, make sure you share this live. The Women's College World Series. I would be completely honest with you. It's not being talked about enough. Y'all can say what y'all want, and I don't care. It is not being talked about enough. How the Oklahoma Sooners have sat here and won 4 straight national titles. The Oklahoma Sooners has won 4 straight national titles. And we're sitting here and we're not talking about this is a dynasty for the Women's College World Series. Like, let's be real. The softball team is just that good. Them ladies stayed there all 4 years. All 4 years. And nobody in the world is talking about how they won 4 straight national titles in the Women's College World Series. And they concluded in a historic fashion. The Oklahoma Sooners swept the Texas Longhorns to win a 4th national title championship. The Sooners became the first Division I softball team program to accomplish a four-peat and a match Arizona's with the second most titles in Division I softball history with 8 championships total. How does this shake out after the NCAA tournament with teams that have climbed up into the rankings? But me personally, Jada Coleman was it.
She made the hosting of the national championship possible for Oklahoma. A day after Florida had snapped the Oklahoma's 20-game NCAA tournament win streak, the Sooners' season to chase the history was on the line. Now, Coleman hit a stunning walk-off home run in the bottom of the 8th to send the Sooners back to Oklahoma City to keep their college career alive. In the outfield that she showcased her talent, it made 2 home run robberies in the College World Series for softball. I'm sorry to say, y'all gonna stop playing with this softball team for the Oklahoma Sooners. Y'all just gonna stop. We're gonna put that to rest right now. Because I feel like, yeah, we're giving women's sports as far as WNBA a chance to get the notoriety. But we need to talk about this. This is a 4-peat in the softball World Series for college softball. 4 national titles, a 4-peat. It looks just as good as the Houston Comets back in the 90s for the WNBA when they won the first 4 titles for the WNBA. This is some of the best stuff that I've seen. And I watched the game over the weekend. Them Oklahoma Sooner girls are some dogs. They are good. They are good. You cannot take that away from them. They beat the Texas Longhorns 8-4, where Oklahoma was ranked number 2 and Oklahoma was number 1. I mean, Oklahoma was ranked number 2 and Texas was number 1. I apologize. Man, 12 hits, 8 runs, one error out of all of that. But it was a great game. It was a great game. It was the best out of 3. And the championship finals, Oklahoma ended up winning 4. How about women's professional baseball, softball league, something? That part I'll see. I'm right with you there. Because this is one of the greatest accolades that you can see in college sports. We've never seen a college football team go 4 straight national championships. Have we ever seen it in college basketball? 4 straight national titles? Please look it up for me because I would love to know. Have we ever seen this in college sports of a softball team or a baseball team in a College World Series to win 4 straight? That means these girls that are seniors now won it when they was a freshman. They won it freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. What else do they have to accomplish? Absolutely nothing. They don't have to accomplish a damn thing. And I feel so blessed, so happy. I don't know if I can hear that. Let me know if I can hear that or not. But I had to applaud them. Oh, yeah, UCLA Bruins did it way back in the John Wooden era. Outside of the John Wooden era, have we seen a dominance in college sports like this one for the Oklahoma Sooners softball team? Have we seen it? Me personally, I've seen back-to-back. I've seen 3-peats, but I have not seen 4-peats in college sports like that. I have not seen it. Outside of the John Wooden era. We need to put some respect on these ladies' names. We have to. There's no way we sit here and how ESPN and all these other networks don't put no limelight on these ladies. They are that damn good. And they might win a 5th national title because they know how to recruit. Stop playing with the Oklahoma Sooners softball team. Stop playing with them. They're good. They're that damn good. Put some respect on their goddamn name. They should be talked about on the Get Up. They should be talked about on First Take. They should be talked about on the Pat McAfee show. They should be talked about every single network in sports. It shouldn't take me to give them notoriety. But this is the problem with supporting women's sports. Y'all want to have all these topics about the NBA finals. Y'all want to have all these topics about the NFL. Y'all want to have all these topics, but y'all want to, even the men's World Series don't get talked about. We don't even see a professional team four-peating. Not baseball, not basketball, not football, hockey, none of them. The only professional team that I said that actually did it was the Houston Comets in the WNBA. That's the only team that I remember in professional sports outside of the Boston Celtics in the Bill Russell era. The Bill Russell era. We saw Jordan win a 3-peat, and then he left. He probably would have had 4-peat if he would never retired. But the last team that I last seen do it professionally was the Houston Comets. If you could name me another team, put it in the comments below because I would love to know. I would love to know. But put some respect on the Oklahoma Sooners. Please put some respect on them. Please do. You have to. There's no way that you don't put no respect on them. There's no way. There's no way you don't do it. But congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners. Congratulations to them for winning 4 national titles in 4 straight years for the Oklahoma Sooners softball team. We're not going to sit here and do that, y'all. We're not going to sit here and do that and not throw this under the rug. We're not. We're not. But we do have some college baseball World Series going on right now. Where you had the Florida Gators going up against NC State in an elimination game for the World Series. And then at 7 o'clock, you have the Texas A&M Aggies going up against the Kentucky Wildcats for the double elimination game. And one of them will advance to the World Series final. No, we still got some other ones to talk about too. But before we get into anything else, and we have it here from my guy, he's here madly. I only went through majority of the topics, but I don't care. I'm not going through all of them again. But Mr. Brian Snowman in the morning, what's up, my guy? What is going on?
Phew. Finally home after running most of the afternoon.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Helping my wife. I figured I had a few minutes to check in. I'm helping my wife plan for a trip. So, like I said, I'm running around all over the place.
So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of every topic. You just give me one answer for it.
You say the topic, I'll give you an answer.
Okay, so so who you got winning tonight? Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
Celtics by 40.
Here you go, over exaggerating that score again. Here you go.
The Mavericks season tonight goes.
All right, so say if it doesn't go like that, what would be the biggest reason that the finals would go to a game 6?
It's not. It finishes tonight in the Garden.
Okay.
This is where the Celtics finally tell the Dallas Mavericks, "You're out. You're out. You're out." But if I were to pick a reason, Kyrie Irving wakes up and Derek Lively wakes up like they did Friday in Dallas.
All right, moving on from the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. Are the Warriors better or worse if Klay Thompson moves on?
Worse. And I don't think he will move on. He's got too much invested in the Bay Area. 13 years. I don't think he's moving on. Yeah, he unfollowed everybody from the Warriors, but like they did 4 years ago, they'll get a deal done and they will keep him. They will keep the Splash Brothers together.
All right. WNBA news real quickly. Who's the best team in the W? The Connecticut Sun or the New York Liberty?
Both. That's your Eastern
Conference. You got to pick one. You can't pick both because the Liberty right now, I broke it down for you already. Just let you know, the Liberty does have a tougher schedule than the Connecticut Sun.
All right. Since I'm forced to pick one, I stay with my earlier pick in Connecticut.
Okay. Is Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark is becoming the greatest sports rivalry?
You're kidding me, right?
I'm asking the question because the only reason why I said this, and me personally, I'm gonna tell you, I said no because I feel like Angel Reese plays forward and Caitlin Clark plays guard, and I said I think the rivalry would be better if it was Sabrina Ionescu versus Caitlin Clark.
Okay, is Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark becoming the greatest rivalry?
Becoming one of the greatest sports rivalries right now.
You fool! Next.
Enough said. Enough said. Enough said at all. I know you probably didn't watch any. I don't know if you watched any of the UFL, but you know the Birmingham Stallions won over the Brahmans 25-0.
3P for the Birmingham Stallions. I called them to win it at the top of the season. There is no other team that can compete with them.
So, do you consider them the dynasty of the spring league?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody who doesn't think so, you fool. We go on.
All right. Women's College World Series. Oklahoma wins 4 national titles in 4 straight years. We have not seen this in professional sports since the John Wooden era of UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen it in the Bill Russell era of the NBA. We have not seen 4 straight championships. And the last time we saw it, like recently, not even recently, but the WNBA with the Houston Comets.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they not being talked about?
Because the mainstream media is stupid. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about them all day long. And we tell the mainstream media, shut up, fool, and let us talk about them. And again, we'll tell the mainstream media, in case you didn't hear me, I said, shut up, fool, and we'll talk about them. Because I talk about women's sports all the time on my show. Matter of fact, we had an hour-long discussion on the WNBA this morning. People in the chat wanted to troll and say, oh, you shouldn't talk about that. Know what I told them? Shut up, fool!
Oh, man, Snowman in the morning, Monday through Friday. If he can, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all go check him out over there, and make sure y'all go subscribe to the Snowman in the morning. Snowman Multimedia. We are in the building here. But since I got you all the way caught up for all the topics so far, let's talk about it. I'm not really a big fan of boxing, but I've heard some stuff. I heard some stuff about how, you know, they saying how Gervonta Davis was a little rusty in the 8-round KO against Frank Martin. And it was a lot of things going around, knowing that, you know, Davis been off for 14 months right now, and Davis is 30-0 with 28 knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
They saying that, knowing that his resume, he doesn't fight anybody good, and why he is undefeated. Is this true? Because I don't really watch him that much, but I know they've been talking about it a lot, and they saying that Gervonta Davis has not fought anybody. He has not beaten any good boxers. The fact that he's 30-0 with 28 knockouts. What is your thoughts on what they're saying here?
I compare this to the 2019 San Francisco 49ers when we started 8-0, and people were saying, "Oh, you haven't played a good team yet. You haven't played a good team." Yeah, first time we played a good team, which was Baltimore, even though we lost with them, we went toe-to-toe with them in the mud. Arizona comes to our turf and we sock them in the mouth. Same thing happened with the 23 49ers when we lost 3 in a row. Your foundations come crumbling down. Take an off week, we win 6 in a row. Claim the division. In other words, 30-0 is 30-0. And if you want to say something different,
stop the cap.
And I advise you to do 2 things.
Stop the cap.
And
shut up, fool.
Let's go.
Now, I don't know what his resume is, but like I could say it reminds me of a Mayweather situation all over again. Now, I'm not a big fan of Mayweather, and I feel like Mayweather wins has came against fighters that was already outside of their prime, just in my personal opinion. But my question is that, do we know if Davis fought anybody in their prime or even as great? Because I don't even know who the hell Frank Martin is. Who the hell is he?
I got a better question. Do we give a fuck?
So
find the lie.
Okay, so my question. Okay, so this is my next question then. Is Mayweather the greatest fighter of all time?
I'll say it again. Do we give a fuck?
Yeah, I really want to know, because like I feel like
I'll answer that question. No, I'll answer that question. Hell no. Hell no. There are many that have come before him that have been better. Mayweather has fought in a very, very soft era. Period. Next question.
I have to agree. I think Mayweather is not the greatest of all time. I think he's the greatest of all time, probably in his generation, because he was in a soft era.
Right.
But I feel like if you want to put him up against the Mike Tysons and the Haglers and the Muhammad Ali's of the world, it's just not. You just can't do it.
You can't do that. You can't do that. It's an unfair comparison, number one. And number two, different eras. They say the same thing about LeBron versus Jordan, which is true, but I still bite into it and have fun with it because I got bronzexuals coming after me on a daily basis. But be that as it may, it's an unfair comparison because of the eras. Me, personally, my favorite fighter that I got to see was Mike Tyson.
Yeah, me too.
Mike Tyson made me a fan of boxing. You know, I was watching boxing back in the early 80s with Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hitman Hearns. I watched those fights, and I paid attention to him. But when Mike Tyson came in professional in 1985, I was hooked. I was hooked. I love the middleweight division with the fighters I just mentioned. But then you have Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson.
Right.
Hell, he was so popular and so good to the point where Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince made a song about him. Anybody that don't believe me, go look up the song "I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson," and there's a verse in there that needs to that I need to repeat. Last verse: I came out hustling, sliding, and grabbing, slipping and dipping, hustling and jabbing. For a second, I looked good out there, but then Mike brought to reality my worst nightmare. How many nightmares has Mike Tyson created? I rest my case. Your Honor, I rest my case.
All right, so we're going to move on from that. Congratulations to Davis for getting his knockout in the 8th round with 1 minute and 25 seconds left in the 8th round, and you got that knockout. Yeah, congrats to you, my brother. Congrats to you. I mean, everybody was talking about it, and I just wanted to, talk about it real quickly. But let's move on. Let's move on real quickly, because I know you got some stuff to do as well. NFL news. I know you want to get into this. So
as long as it don't involve Aaron Rodgers, I'm good.
No, Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence receiving. Can you get the charger that's over there near the table, please? I need it for my tablet. Please, thank you. I appreciate it. But is a charger over there near the table, all the way at the end where the couch is at, and I need that plug. Thank you. Is a charger over there near the window at the table, and I need that so I can plug my iPad up so my Bigo Live won't go out. But the Chargers could be that Chargers. The Jaguars quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, agreed for a 5-year extension that was announced on Friday. The deal is worth up to $275 million.
Yep.
So the contract includes $200 million guaranteed and $142 million at signing. The source told Adam Schefter that Lawrence will receive $37.5 million signing bonus in a deal that starts in 2026. And he'll be under contract through 2030. That was told by ESPN. Now, with this 5-year extension, they wanted to make sure that it has become reality for them. And Lawrence becomes the 6th quarterback to have an annual salary of $50 million. That's joining Burrow, Detroit Lions Jared Goff with $53 million, Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert with $52.5 million, Baltimore Ravens quarterback $52 million, and Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts at $51 million. Now the Kansas City Chiefs Patrick Mahomes, who just won his 3rd Super Bowl, he would be the highest paid quarterback at $46.3 million annually. So Lawrence's new contract makes him the 9th quarterback with $100 million or more, and fully guaranteed, joining the Cleveland Browns overrated Deshaun Watson with $230 million. Burrow with $146.5 million. Jackson with $135 Herbert with 133, Goff with 113, and Hurts with 110 million. Now, Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray is 103.3 million, and Josh Allen with 100 million. What are your thoughts? And do you feel like Trevor Lawrence was overpaid?
I'll give you two quarterbacks on that list that were overpaid: Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray. Jalen Hurts has regressed badly, and no one wants to say it aloud. They want to say, "Well, we'll bounce back this year." All right, shut up and show me. I will revise my statement if I'm shown that Jalen Hurts has regressed. I'll give you a third quarterback who I think has regressed, and people don't agree with me until they watch his play. Lamar Jackson. Lamar depends on his legs entirely too much. When teams force him to beat them with his arm, Kansas City Chiefs, he can't do it. And he won't do it. Because my feeling is, and I've watched Lamar Jackson play, he's a fabulous athlete, but he ain't a quarterback yet. Every time a team has forced him to beat them with his arm, Tennessee Titans 2019, Kansas City Chiefs this past season, at home, he curls up like a ball. I'm sorry, but that's a sign of regression to me. Lamar Jackson has regressed, and he won the unanimous MVP because of his legs.
Agreed.
He did not win because of his arm, and his arm is strong, but his receivers don't let him use it.
Now, when he did win the unanimous MVP, I could say that was his best passing career as well, with 4,000 passing yards that he has not thrown for that.
You know who should have been the MVP?
Who?
You know.
You feel like Brock Purdy should have been the MVP?
Mr. McCaffrey.
Or Christian, but this is the problem here. We all know that they cater to the quarterbacks too much in the NFL. But the question still remains: do Trevor Lawrence is worth every dime that the Jaguars gave him? Is he worth that?
Not yet.
I think he kind of proved, like, he did have a down year this year. I'm not going to lie. He had a down year this year. But I think they went off of how he played in that playoff game when he was down 27-0 against the Los Angeles Chokers. Against the Los Angeles Chokers, and that's exactly what happened. Y'all can say what y'all want. I don't care.
Listen, Trevor Lawrence will be worth every penny. Last year was a down year because of injuries.
Yeah.
If the Jaguars fix the offensive line, which I think they're going to do, they're going to be fine.
Right.
But if you don't fix that offensive line and Trevor Lawrence gets beaten up again, now you start worrying about, why did we overpay him? Which is what Baltimore should worry about, which is what Philadelphia should worry about, and it's especially what Arizona should worry about.
That's true. But I mean, let's look at his stats last year. He was 370 completions on 564 attempts. He has 65% completion percentage. He had 4,016 passing yards with 21 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. I think he has to work with his interceptions, in my personal opinion. He ranked 10th. Yeah, he ranked 10th in the league in passing yards. He ranked 15th in the league in TDs. And his QBR was only 56.1, which was 17th in the league. So, I mean, career-wise, I mean, he's over 10,000 passing yards career-wise with 58 touchdowns and 39 interceptions. But I think that's what it is. I think that the interception ratio is going to have to be better for Trevor Lawrence if he wants to be worth every goddamn dime.
Exactly. And that should hold true for every quarterback you listed in that $50 million club. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. All right. End of story. He got paid as such, and he's proven his worth. I believe Trevor Lawrence will prove his worth, but the offensive line needs some help. Now, as far as another quarterback goes that I love to bash, and he wears number 4, and I don't mean Deshaun Watson either, he ain't getting paid, nor should he. I think y'all know the quarterback I'm speaking about.
Just to let y'all know, I don't know why Facebook for some reason is not letting me see the comments on StreamYard. But shout out to my boy Freddie Henderson. Shout out to you, my brother, for being on the show, being in the comments on Facebook. I really do appreciate it because for some reason I have to go over to actually Facebook and look at the comments there because Stream won't allow me to show them. Thank you, StreamYard. We really do appreciate it, brother. We do. I don't know why Facebook is not allowing that to happen. I just didn't understand that. Like you want me to be connected to you, but I can't even get it. I can't even give it over on Facebook. It's crazy. So now I gotta watch it from my phone. So I didn't see it in the comments. But shout out to my boy Freddie Henderson for coming on here. And I wasn't talking. I did talk about the WNBA. You did miss that part, Freddie, but it's all good. It's all good. But Trevor Lawrence, a lot of people say that he's overpaid for this money that he is getting. I think if they could come out and win the AFC South, the Titans going to look pretty good this year. I think the Titans going to be all right, but it really depends on their quarterback. They got the receivers with DeAndre Hopkins and Calvin Ridley. It's going to be a very interesting AFC South, but it really depends on how Trevor Lawrence bounced back from this past year.
I love Trevor Lawrence. Don't get it twisted. I do. I love Trevor Lawrence. But I don't think he's going to win the AFC South.
So
there are two teams that will compete.
Yeah, I would love to know that.
There are two teams that will compete for the AFC South, and they'll decide it by week 8. Houston, Indianapolis.
Yeah,
those two games will decide the South.
I think Houston will win the AFC South.
I don't. I love you, CJ Stroud, but you have an unproven commodity in Anthony Richardson, who didn't get a chance to show everything that he can do. The second thing is the Colts have a better receiving core. Jonathan Taylor is back for a full season, and that offense is going to be on fire. That offense is going to be crazy.
I love Jonathan Taylor, and I love the fact that they did get they gave what's the wide receiver's name again for the Colts?
Pittman.
I'm happy to give him his money. But who else do they have receiving wise that could compete in the AFC South?
Josh Downs, a slot receiver.
I am not a fan of Josh Downs right now to be a legitimate number 2. Not a fan.
Because I said slot receiver.
No, I'm talking about as far as number 2. Who's the number 2?
Oh, that's easy. Mo Alley Cox. They're tight end.
Who?
Mo Alley Cox out of Virginia Commonwealth.
Don't just the same way you said, who the hell is Corey Brewer? Who the hell is he?
You ain't watching. Oh, to answer your question about you want a number 2 receiver? Number 2, I'll give you a number 2 receiver right now, Alec Pierce.
Okay, now I know who Alec Pierce is.
Then shut up.
He's gonna have to step it up.
I know. He had
11
drops. He had 11 drops last year. And he didn't catch a pass against Houston in the final game of the year. He was targeted 4 times, didn't catch a pass. His one of his best days was Christmas Eve, where he caught 7 for 30. Didn't catch any touchdowns. He had 1 touchdown against Las Vegas, and that went for 58 yards. But yeah, Alec Pierce has got to step up and be their number 2.
Has to.
He's got to step up and be that number 2 receiver that Anthony Richardson desperately needs to go along with Mo Alley Cox, their tight end, with Jelani Woods, with Kylan Granson, I beg your pardon. And Kyler Granson is going to be a surprise tight end fantasy pick. Watch. And you want to know who their number 2 receiver could be? A.D. Mitchell out of Texas.
Okay. They did. I forgot they did get him in the draft. They did get him in the draft.
A.D. Mitchell is the number 2 receiver right now. 3 and 4 go Alec Pierce and Josh Downs.
All right. we'll just have to see. This could be a very interesting AFC South.
I have a very close friend that's connected with the Colts. He joins me every year to talk Colts each week.
See, you that's why you got your sources. You know what I'm saying? This is why you have your sources, man.
I've been doing this shit for 30 years, man. Okay. I talk to people. People don't believe. Listen, I will tell you all this story. I've had so many people doubt me over the years, and I know you have also. When I landed my first interview with Matt Taylor, the voice of the Colts, and my doubters saw it, they all shut up.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
And I've recently, and I posted this interview, I'll post it again. I recently had an interview with one of my idols, and I damn near cried after I did the interview. Look up the name Wayne Larrivee, voice of the Packers. I had the pleasure of welcoming him. And I'll tell y'all what, some of the best 15 minutes I ever had. I have interviewed Diamond Dallas Page. I have interviewed Cliff Livingston. I interview all kinds of people. Doesn't matter if you're famous or not. Right, you want to talk? If you want to talk to me and share your life story, let's talk.
Let's talk about it.
I talk to. Listen, people. Like I said, people have doubted me for years. Some of the other folks I've talked to: Richmond Webb, 7-time Pro Bowler from the Dolphins. Super Bowl champion Lee Woodall from the 49ers. I talked to a couple people from the 49ers. Gary Reasons, 2-time Super Bowl champion with the New York Football Giants. Glenn Parker, Pro Bowl guard from the Buffalo Bills from the 90s.
Okay.
I've stacked up a bunch of interviews. And later on, when I get them all together and get them in one folder, doggone it, I'm gonna have a series called Mike to Mike, especially with the announcers I talk to. So yeah. Don't doubt us, folks. Do not doubt us.
Okay.
We're doing this thing.
All right, we got one more NFL topic for you here, sir.
Okay.
I feel like this should be a question that I really want to talk about here. We finally know that the Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver T. Higgins, Higgles, my God, I can't believe I just said that shit. But officially started his upcoming season, y'all. Just the snowman.
I'm sorry. I've made a ton of mistakes in my time too. Confusing teams with players. Lord knows I have done it so many times on the morning show, and people have laughed at my combinations, and sometimes I've used them on purpose to outline what I'm talking about.
I put your names badly, and I really
you gotta keep that one. We gotta keep that one. T. Hangles.
Hangles.
T. Hangles. We're talking about T. Higgins, but we gotta keep that one. T. Hangles. I love it. I love it.
But Higgins has finally signed his franchise tag Saturday. Told by the news by Adam Schefter signed his tag. The 5th-year wide receiver is now expected to be at training camp. The latest development comes 2 days after the Bengals conclude a 3-day mandatory minicamp, and Higgins has missed the entire offseason program while the tag remained unsigned. Earlier this week, quarterback Joe Burrow said he's remained in his contract for Higgins since the end of last season and welcomed the idea of throwing him more at training camp, becomes July. But my thing is this: he will sign what is it, $25-something million, tag. Do you still think that the 2022 second-round pick out of Clemson, T. Higgins, would be with the Cincinnati Bengals the rest of the year?
Hell no. He's gone at the trade deadline. What's up, Rising Rhino?
What's up, Rising Rhino? Make sure y'all go subscribe to Rising Rhino too.
Please subscribe to Rising Rhino.
He does all types of CFL, NFL, name it, you got it over there where Rising Rhino. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to him.
Beginning this summer, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Just covering all kinds of sports, and I got my own play-by-play channel, which I'll post in a minute. But T. Higgins is going at the trade deadline.
Absolutely. Yeah, I kind of think so too, because I just feel like they kind of lowball T. Higgins, even though T. Higgins he was hampered by rib and hamstring injuries last year. He did play 12 games but 42 receptions, 656 yards, only 5 touchdowns. But the previous year for him, like, he played really well. Like, I mean, he wasn't that bad the previous year. Like, if you look at his 2022 season, he had 74 receptions on 109 targets, 1,029 yards with 7 touchdowns. That's when he's healthy.
Season. Yep.
He had 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and he almost had a 1,000-yard season in his rookie year with 908.
Right.
So if he was not injured, I think if he was not injured last year, I think they wouldn't be as timid to go get him. But I know Jamar Chase is looking for his contract, respectfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Rightfully so. So, like, at the end of the day, I mean, you if you want to keep both of them together, you have your weapons for Joe Burrow, in my personal opinion.
Well, they're not going to keep. They're not going to keep both of them.
I don't think they will keep both of them.
And Chase is going to get his money, and T. Higgins will be heading west.
So where you think he'll go? Where he'll be traded to?
San Francisco. They'll dive all in. They dove all in with Christian McCaffrey. Their contract stalled with Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, y'all need to do something with that before T. Higgins would come over.
Look, they're going to wind up signing Ayuk. All right, he's going to take a lower pay while the 49ers look for the money to upgrade him. And what is also going to happen is, you remember when at the 11th hour, the 49ers swooped in for Christian McCaffrey?
Right.
It's going to be the same thing for T. Higgins. They will put a package together and make an offer that Cincinnati can't refuse. They will make an offer that Cincinnati can't refuse, and it'll come at the last minute. They did it for Christian McCaffrey, and John Lynch is not dumb. Kyle Shanahan is not dumb. John Lynch knows what's going on with the Brandon Ayuk situation. You got Deebo Samuel locked in. You got Nick Bosa locked in. You're going to have to lock in Brock Purdy because he took you to the brink of a Super Bowl win, and this year he's going to get you a Super Bowl win. All right. McCaffrey's locked in. They gave him a 2-year bonus. They gave him a 2-year extension. All right. Kyle Juszczyk is going to look for some extra money, and he'll get it. Right. They're locking in their pieces now. They've been doing this since 2020. They've been doing this since John Lynch took over as the general manager and booted the old regime out. They look for deals.
I wouldn't be surprised if, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this with the best. I think the Buffalo Bills might go after T. Higgins after the loss of
with
Stephon
what?
Diggs.
With
the Buffalo Bills need a receiver.
Unfortunately, they can't.
The needs, or
unfortunately, they can't pay for him,
or bring him to the NFC East. Bring him to the Commanders with Jane Daniels.
That ain't gonna happen.
With him and Terry McLaurin, I would
love to see T. Higgins go to a competitor, someone that's competing for a Super Bowl. And my gut tells me
the Commanders a contender in the NFC East with McLaurin and T. Higgins there.
If T. Higgins gets there, my gut feeling says he will go west. My gut feeling says that John Lynch will swoop in under the gun and make an offer that Cincinnati can't refuse for T. Higgins, because he did it to Carolina when they swooped in and grabbed Christian McCaffrey.
I don't see him. If he goes west, I don't see him going to San Fran. I think y'all figure out something for Brandon Ayuk will be the reason why y'all won't go after T. Higgins.
If that happens, then we don't make a play for T. Higgins.
Right. I think that would actually happen. Brandon Ayuk to go anywhere else.
If we figure out something for Brandon Ayuk, and it turns out to be a situation that we dealt with last year with Nick Bosa, and Ayuk stays and he gets the money that he's requesting, then no, we do not make a play for T. Higgins. All right. We signed Juwan Jennings. We got Deebo Samuel. We got George the Animal Kittle all under contract. Right. But there's a crazy feeling in me that says John Lynch is going to make a play for him, even if they sign Ayuk. And that's a big if, because if Ayuk stays, you got your 3 receivers set. And of course, don't forget, they drafted Ricky Pearsall out of Florida to help the receiving core, in which all of my friends joked around with me and said, quit being greedy. You don't need any more receivers. Who can have enough receivers?
You got a point there, but I just feel like he's going to go somewhere where he's needed at the moment. And right now, if y'all get, I feel like right now, I don't think it's a need for the San Francisco 49ers to go get A.T. Higgins, especially if you keep Brandon Ayuk. But I'm talking about teams that actually needs a number 2. Commanders need a number 2.
They desperately
the Bills need a number 1. You could go for River. You could send Trevor Lawrence to Jacksonville after they lost Calvin Ridley. You give a weapon to Trevor Lawrence like A.T. Higgins. Why not?
Why not? Yeah. T. Higgins could go to Jacksonville. T. Higgins could wind up with the Redskins.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a point where we're 8 weeks in, and it requires T. Higgins, though he is a fast learner, and I love him for that, to learn the system very quickly. But I do think he is gone at the trade deadline. And you're right, he could be used by the Redskins. He could be his number 2. Jacksonville needs him. They need a number 1.
Right.
They lost Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Right. You know where he could go and give him an extra weapon? How about Atlanta? Because by the trade deadline, I'm making a bold prediction here. By the trade deadline, Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins will no longer be starting.
But do you think T. Higgins want to go somewhere where they know they have a young quarterback in Michael Penix?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I
yes.
Atlanta, and you said it earlier in the segment that you said Atlanta. I mean, you said a team that can actually contend for a Super Bowl. Atlanta's not contending right now.
They can contend for a playoff spot. I'm talking, and I mentioned Atlanta as a surprise.
Okay.
Atlanta could be a surprise. San Francisco could be a surprise, but that depends on situation in San Francisco.
What about
Jacksonville could be a surprise.
What about Minnesota? Think about that.
Who the hell wants to play?
I say Minnesota because I know for a fact that Sam Darnold is by the trade deadline. Sam Darnold is not going to be the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy starts week 1.
Oh, you heard it here first.
I'm calling it.
You heard
J.J. McCarthy. Minnesota's going to panic. All right? Minnesota's going to panic. They're going to listen to all of the peer pressure. That's the phrase I was looking for. And they're going to start J.J. McCarthy week 1. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I don't mind being wrong. But I'm just going off of a gut feeling. I'm going off a gut feeling that says J.J. McCarthy starts week 1. And it'll be because of panic. It'll be because of panic. Watch this. It'll be because of panic.
Okay.
Speaking of rookies, the rookie of the year is going to be Jaden Daniels.
I think Jaden Daniels is better than J.J. McCarthy, but that's another story for another.
Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the draft.
People don't
find the lie.
People think, or wait. I just thought about it. It's one team out there that need a goddamn receiver. It's one team that needs.
You say who I think you're going to say. I'm going to laugh at you.
It's the New England Patriots. Let's be for real here. I don't think they would go after T. Higgins, but they don't have no receivers for Drake May, and I feel bad for Drake May. I'm sorry.
Who's in charge of the New England Patriots?
Listen, that's all I'm saying.
Who's in charge of what I'm saying is who's in charge of the New England Patriots?
We all know who's in charge of the New England Patriots.
I rest my case.
But hopefully T. Higgins, he plays out the whole season.
You know something stupid that may happen?
What?
I don't believe I'm going to say this. But a team just because, and they'll misuse him, just because they could make a pitch for him and wind up misusing him, Dear God in heaven, forgive me for swearing. The Chicago Bears. I told you. Listen, T. Higgins is not going to New England. He hates
He
cold.
won't be in Chicago either.
Hell no, he won't be in Chicago because Caleb Williams is garbage.
Mhm.
Caleb Williams is hot, unadulterated garbage.
Yeah, he gonna have to prove to me that he could be an NFL quarterback. He's gonna have
He's-
to prove to me.
listen.
He's gonna have to make me eat my words. for real.
I give him 3 years.
And they
I
gonna give him
give him
you think they're gonna give him the Justin Fields treatment?
Worse.
Oh,
They already named him the starting quarterback, right? I have a question. Where's the offensive line?
Listen, if you go back at any of my reels, right?
Oh,
and
I've
you
seen it.
tell me they have all the weapons in the world for a quarterback, but they never address the offensive line. When you go out and go get an Alex Leatherwood that was terrible,
Mm-hmm.
and you think you're upgrading your offensive line, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong.
It's the Bears. Why the? It's the Bears. Why the fuck are we surprised? Why in the Vita Blue hell are we surprised?
I don't know why we're surprised. I have no clue.
It's the same team that blew up Soldier Field, saved the columns, and quickly rebuilt it, and it looks like a goddamn spaceship. This is the same team that purchased property in Arlington Heights, wanted to build a stadium there, could easily have landed a Super Bowl there, but now the mayor, whoever the fuck she is, wants to keep it in downtown Chicago. Oh, this is the same, given the fact that not only does the mayor want the Bears playing in downtown Chicago, she wants my White Sox playing in downtown Chicago. I've seen the renderings for both, all right? And they both blow.
Yeah, they both blow.
I've seen the renderings for both parks, and they both blow. Now, they can improve the White Sox renderings. I have an affinity for baseball. I love baseball because of my dad and celebrating Father's Day yesterday. Had a little chance in my mind to talk to my dad, okay? Pops got me hooked on baseball, all right? Had a chance to spend time with my baby boy, Dakota, all right? I'm feeling good, and Dakota played a trick on me. I was at my in-laws' house in a recliner, one of those recliners that have a soft seat and can lay all the way back and kick your feet up and your head down. I was in that recliner in the air conditioner, zonked out. And the next thing I feel was an ice cube going down my shirt. I look up and my baby boy is right there and said, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up." Man.
Okay. Let me just say this. Let me just answer to this. No, we're not trying to be like, number one, they already call me Stephen A. Smith 2.0. They already call me that already. Especially when I'm doing the live streams by myself. But let me just tell you this here. Gotta be haters. Let me just tell you something, right? What has Caleb Williams accomplished in college football?
Not a goddamn thing. I'll answer that.
Don't answer a snowman. I want Isaiah Sports Coverage to answer this question. What has Caleb Williams, has he won a conference title at the Pac-12? Has he won a national championship? Only thing he has won was a Heisman because he was overly hyped. That's it. He has not won nothing in college football at all.
And if you think he was good in college,
then on top of this, snowman in Isaiah Sports Coverage, you tell me a team that has a number one or even a top 20 defense in college football in the Pac-12. You tell me that.
Good luck.
You played in the worst conference in college football in the Pac-12 where nobody in the Pac-12 played defense. I say the same thing for Bo Nix. Bo Nix left the SEC because he was getting his ass kicked at Auburn.
Yep.
And the fact that he went to Oregon because they don't have no defenses in the Pac-12, and that's why he was considered a top 10 pick at the University of Oregon. Stop it.
Speaking of the Pac-12, we can say this about the Pac-12.
I don't think we're hating on Caleb Williams, but he's going to have to prove to us that he's him. He's going to have to make us eat us words. I'm sorry, but Drake May, even though he played in a weak ACC conference, but the ACC was more competitive than the Pac-12. Then you have Jaden Daniels that came from the Sun Belt in Arizona State. It came over to the SEC and still put up the numbers that he put up as an LSU quarterback, better than Caleb Williams. Like let's be for real. Isaiah Sports Coverage. Yeah, I had now I'm going to Stephen A. Smith mode because now this is blasphemy.
You know what? Well, thank you. You know what?
This is blasphemy right now.
Where is it?
And Caleb Williams is going to get smacked around if they don't build the offensive line around him like they jumped out of. They took Justin Fields out of Chicago.
I believe my partner is saying this about Caleb Williams being a great quarterback.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you?
How dare you?
Oh, hell no.
And
no.
It's not hating on Caleb Williams.
It's not.
Has to prove to us that he could win at this level.
Listen, I've seen quarterbacks over 40 years of watching football and 25 years of covering football rise from the depths and prove me wrong. Caleb Williams just is not going to be one of them. Matter of fact, they don't fix that offensive line. This is Caleb Williams' fate.
Why
find the lie?
Fields out.
Find the lie.
Great situation right now in Pittsburgh because we all know that Russell Wilson got 1 year to prove himself, and then it's Justin Fields' team. Let's just be for real about that one.
Listen, Russell Wilson won't make it 1 year because Pittsburgh has the same problems that the Bears have and the same problem that the Jaguars have. No offensive line.
Enough said.
No offensive line. If you don't have an offensive line,
you're not a great quarterback.
Exactly. If you don't have an offensive line, you can't build anything. The two best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, one is in Kansas City, the other is in San Francisco. And the biggest reason, they both have a running game, they both have an offensive line, and they got people that their quarterbacks can throw to consistently. Where's those weapons for the Bears? Keenan Allen is 31 years old. 31.
But DJ Moore is a very underrated receiver that doesn't get the credit that he gets.
You know what?
Stay off the weed.
No, I'm sorry. Listen, we can agree to disagree, Snowman. DJ Moore is a very underrated receiver in the NFL. Very underrated. He was with those Carolina Panthers teams, and he carried them. And then he even carried them Chicago Bears teams when he got traded over there. I think DJ Moore is a very underrated receiver. Is I consider him a top 5 receiver? No, but he's a very consistent receiver in this league. Let me say this,
and I say this often on my morning show, and I make you laugh when I say it. The Bears mortgaged their entire future for DJ Moore.
No, they did it for Caleb Williams more than DJ Moore.
They invest their entire future went to one. They mortgaged their entire future for DJ Moore. Okay. And now you drafted Caleb Williams on top of that, thinking he's going to be something, thinking he's going to be the quarterback no. You can't save that offense unless you build your offensive line. Alex Leatherwood.
Stay off the weed.
Enough said.
Wait. Alex Leatherwood.
Stop the cap.
And by midseason, they're going to tell him,
"You're fired." What?
Enough said for me. Enough said. But let's get into the last part of this show here, because we are past the 3:00 time, and I know you got things to do here.
Mm-hmm.
We do have the schedule for MLB. I know you heard about the Mookie Betts, hurting his hand, but he doesn't have to get surgery or nothing like that. But who cares at this point? I don't care for the Dodgers, and I give 2 shits. But we do have a Monday night.
But I like Mookie Betts.
Oh, you like Mookie Betts?
Fuck the Dodgers, but I love Mookie Betts.
Okay.
Okay, can we agree there?
Yeah, we can agree there.
Fuck the Dodgers, but I love Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is an all-around player, and I love watching him.
So we have the Monday night slate for the MLB. We have the Cincinnati Reds versus the Pittsburgh Pirates at 6:40. Who you taking in this game, Snowman?
I'm gonna go with the Pirates, and I might, if I get time, I might do that game. I'll have to decide while everything's going on here, and I'm helping my wife. But I want to do a game tonight before I take my daughter to work. But I'm going with the Pirates.
All right, and it will be on FS1, just to let you know, Snowman. It will be on FS1, so you probably won't be, trying to find a way to watch it. It's definitely going to be on FS1.
I got a way. Trust me. Listen, trust me. Never fear. Old Snowman's here.
Yeah, the San Diego Padres and the Philadelphia Phillies are back home.
Phillies by 40 runs. Next.
We got the St. Louis Cardinals and Miami here at 6:40 as well. Who you taking?
Cardinals by 50 runs.
Next!
We got the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto with the Blue Jays, right? Yeah, the Blue Jays. Who you taking in here?
I'll take a mulligan on that. Next.
Detroit Tigers and the Atlanta Braves at 7:20. Who you taking?
Atlanta Braves by 30.
Next!
New York Mets hit the Texas Rangers at 8:05. Who you taking?
Taking the world champion Rangers. The 5-game winning streak of the Mets ends tonight.
All right. You got the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. Of course, you're taking the San Francisco Giants. You hate the Cubs, so you definitely take them.
I fucking hate the Cubs. I'm taking the Giants, and I hope they win by 50. I hope the Giants beat up Cubs pitching so badly they won't have enough for the other 2 games of the series. Fuck them.
And then you have the
every time I see a Cubs game on the slate and people ask me if I'm going to do alternative play-by-play for the Cubs, my response is simple.
Oh, hell no.
You have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies at 8:40. Who you taking?
Fuck them both. Next.
And then you have the Milwaukee Brewers and the Los Angeles Angels at
38
on
Fuck them.
ESPN.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
So that is your slate for the MLB tonight.
I can't believe I said fuck them.
All right, real quick topic before we end the show.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Stanley Cup final on the other day where Edmonton just dominated Florida Panthers 8-1? And I heard Connor McDavid had made a history. I think it's most goals over Wayne Gretzky or something of that nature.
Yep.
What are your thoughts, real quick, of that? Knowing that we will talk about that tomorrow because the game come on tomorrow. But
games
about that game 4.
Edmonton woke up. Edmonton really woke up, and you saw all 3 lines working. Now they have to take their thing on the road. They have to take their act on the road, and they got to steal one in Florida. They have to steal. They absolutely have to steal one in Florida.
Okay.
They got to steal one in Florida.
I was looking at last time I knew. I was like, it was 6-1. I'm like, God damn! And then now they end the game.
I look up. It's 5-1. My wife comes by and she says, "How bad is it?" I said, 5-1 Oilers. She gave me a back room and said, "Come to bed." I went to bed. Listen, you know how my Dr. K rolls. All right.
Yeah,
she's not a sports nut like I, but she's got a good sense of things. Right? She's got a good sense. This is the same woman last year when I had my office in another room in the house and I was contemplating doing the 7th game between the Kings and the Warriors.
Yeah.
I wrote my notes down. My beauty comes up behind me and says, "Okay, which game are you doing?" I said, Warriors and Kings, game 7. She said, "Don't bother." I turned and looked at her and I said, "Honey, why?" She said, "The Warriors are going to win by 20. Pick a baseball game later and move on." She went and sat down and I'm like, there's no way that Jody. I look up and they won by 20. Oh, son of a bitch. She called that before I even called it.
Right.
She walks by, blows me a kiss and says, "Told you." I chased her in the room and I said, "How did you know?" honey, who's your team? One of them's the Golden State Warriors. Exactly. And
You should never deny a woman's intuition. That's one thing.
Listen, I have not denied
intuition, man. You just
I
can't.
have not denied her intuition for the 6 years we've been together. All right. And this is her birthday week. So already I'm getting stuff ready for her because she has to make a trip this week. And I'm coming to join her in South Bend on Friday. And I'm going to have a little birthday surprise. Because this woman has done everything for me, especially while I've been healing from cancer and my amputated toe. And she knows how tough it is for me to stand up. But she's coaching me, telling me about my posture when I stand up and everything. She gave me an exercise to do that'll strengthen everything so my back doesn't hurt when I stand up. But folks, I got to tell you, if you find a woman like that, keep her.
Facts.
Please.
Facts.
Because
Absolutely.
You can't find in the 21st century a woman like that. And if I may, sir, do me a favor, y'all. If y'all can help the Snow family out while I get things together, the Cash App's in the chat right now. It's $ tallman.dk. Oops, I did it wrong. Let me try again.
Man, so he's going to definitely try again. He's going to put his Cash App in there. And my Cash App is on the screen. Y'all definitely know what y'all could do. Y'all can send stars. Y'all can send stars on Facebook. Because I am monetized on Facebook as well. If you want to send beans over to Bigo, that's absolutely fine. You could do that. You could go to the $ at the bottom of this chat and send it over on YouTube, or like I said, Cash App D Hopkins Show as well. I might be bringing up Rumble and Kick as another streaming platform that I have heard about that I have been doing research on, but I have not really know too much about it just yet. I'm still doing some research on it before I bring my other platforms over there as well.
Same here.
Episode 6 of the season 2 of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is in the books, man. And we kind of went over time, but still, hey, that's what we do. We just chat. We do this all the time, man.
Yeah, we do.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Snowman Multimedia on both channels. He has a play-by-play channel, and he has his podcast channel, Snowman in the Morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You definitely don't want to miss it Monday through Friday. Then is the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. And I will be live for the NBA Finals tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. I will be doing that. And I'll be doing something like whatever happens after this game, then the schedule will come out for the rest of the week for the play-by-plays. I just got to see how this NBA final is going to turn out. If I want to do WNBA or MLB or the Stanley Cup final, I'm going to try to do a Stanley Cup game. I'm going to try to do one, but if not, it's absolutely fine.
I'm going to try to do tomorrow's Stanley Cup final. If I don't do a baseball game, I might do a baseball game tonight, pending the time, but I'm going to take a shot at doing hockey again.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take a shot at doing hockey again because I enjoy it. I enjoy watching them play. I want to do it. I want to do it.
And just to let y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com, use the promo code DHopkins. You get $20 off your first purchase. Same thing for Snowman Multimedia. Is it just Snowman, right?
Snowman Multimedia.
Snowman Multimedia.
Yeah, change the code Snowman Multimedia.
Yep. Snowman Multimedia for SeatGeek as well. So you get $20 off your first purchase. Use that promo code Snowman Multimedia. And if you are, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a part of Bet Us and you would love to bet, you get 120% off your deposit on your sports book. Make sure you go to betus.com. The link is definitely in the description for Bet Us and on W Energy. Yes, I am a new partner with W Energy there. So if you love energy drinks with no sugar and no filler at all, make sure you go to wenergy.gg and use the promo code DHopkins and get 10% off of your purchase at checkout. So make sure you go to wenergy.gg and use that as well. They do sell mugs or workout cups. You don't have to actually get the powder product. They have so many other things that you can purchase on there as far as cups. Anything that happens and you use that promo code DHopkins and you'll have yourself a good time here. But there you have it, y'all. There you have it. We are in the book, same time, same place tomorrow for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. We will see y'all later. And we'll see y'all on the other side. Don't forget, Snowman in the Morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow with his big dog. Y'all know what it is. We out of here, y'all. Peace, love, and blessings. And we're out.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Are you ready to take your energy to the next level? W Energy is a proud sponsor of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show, your go-to source for all things sports. W Energy isn't just another drink. It's packed with natural ingredients, zero sugar, and no fillers. Whether you're training like me, grinding through work, or just leveling up on your favorite game, W got you covered. The Darion Hopkins Sports Show is powered by W Energy, and you can be too. Experience the sustained energy and enhanced focus to keep me at the top of my game. Here's an exclusive offer for the Darion Hopkins Sports Show fans. Using promo code DHopkins at checkout and get 10% off your first purchase. So don't wait. Boost your energy and take the world today. W Energy. Fuel your greatness every step of the way.